This is the All American blade sharpener, and it's regarded as one of the best mower blade sharpeners on the market today. But it comes at a price of nearly $300. Oh, and it works in tandem with a grinder, so once you add that in, you're knocking on the door of $500 to sharpen your mower blade. And this is a metal file, and it costs about $10. Now it might require a bit more work, but I can get a mower blade just as sharp using this hand file as I can with the All American Sharpener for a fraction of the price. Now I'm going to show you how each method works and compare and contrast the pros and cons of each tool. I'm going to answer the question of, is it worth it to spend the big bucks to sharpen your mower blade? And like always, I have all the links to all the tools used in this video in the video description. So check out those links if you need more information. Now before starting any mower blade sharpening operation, you need to first remove the blades from the mower itself. I always pull the spark plug boots to eliminate the possibility of the engine starting while I'm under there. And I do that because I like my fingers and I want to keep them intact. Jack up your mower and find the right size socket to get those babies zipped off. Mine happens to be an 18 millimeter, but yours might be a different size. Once all the blades are removed from the mower, the sharpening process can begin. The All American Sharpener is basically an expensive jig that controls the movement of the grinder to always give you the perfect cutting angle. And the cutting angle is adjustable too. As you can see here on this dial, there's several different settings to choose from. I'm using a DeWalt grinder, but the American Sharpener comes with adapters that lets you use almost any grinder from any manufacturer that you might already own. With the blade locked in, you can adjust the grinder so that the center of the wheel hits right on the edge that you plan on sharpening. I'm using my grinder with a 60 grit flap disc, and I highly recommend the flap disc for blade sharpening. I gotta throw in another safety tip here. Ear protection and eyewear, boys. It's important. Have you ever had metal stuck in your eye? I sure have, and it's not too fun. You see, the metal and your moist eyeball work together to create rust in your eye. So when you're at urgent care, they not only have to pick the piece of metal out of your eye, they have to go in with a teeny tiny little Dremel and kind of scoop out the rust bloom that has formed to get you back on track. Oh, and it's not like you can just sort of look away. No, it's in your freaking eye. So you have to look at them as they're doing this. It's really awesome. Great life experience. But seriously, wear your safety gear. Don't be an idiot. Now, with the grinder turned on and the blade clamped and locked in, start making passes up the edge of the blade. You can see that the swing arm guides the grinder in a perfectly straight line, and the holder locks in that blade at that desired cutting angle. It's a simple machine and it works beautifully. It's extremely satisfying to use too. Now it only takes a few passes and all of a sudden you have a perfectly honed, perfectly sharp mower blade that looks practically brand new. This tool works really well. I have nothing bad to say about it except for that high price tag. More on that in a minute. Now the hand file is quite a different tool. Again, $10 is the all-in price on this thing. Now to use it, you kind of ideally need to anchor that blade somehow off of a bench or a table, and a bench vise works really well for that, but I understand that not everybody might have that. So in this video, I'm going to be using some quick clamps or some vise grips to kind of demonstrate that you can hold a blade in place with stuff that you probably already have around the house. Now simply run the file along the blade edge and begin removing material. Now unlike the American Sharpener, this is an extremely lengthy, arduous, boring process. But not only is it slow, it's also exhausting. The important thing to note is that it can be done though, and there's old school people that swear by hand sharpening everything from lawnmower blades to drill bits to knives or whatever it might be. The method itself is legit and you can get great results doing it. Now this is the finished product, and as you can see, I've got a great looking blade edge. It didn't take that long, it wasn't that hard to do. The blade edge looks good, it's plenty sharp, and with the low cost of the tool, it's basically just an investment in time and effort. So is the expensive All American Sharpener that much better than sharpening by hand? Yes. Yes, it is. I mean, you saw the video. Yes, it's freaking awesome. Yes, 1000% yes. It's so much better, like so much better. Now, when I got mine a few years ago, it was the only thing on the market that worked the way that it did. Kind of a one-of-a-kind deal at the time. However, recently, the market has been flooded with copycat tools that essentially promise to do the same thing as the American Sharpener does for a fraction of the price. Now, a little bit of speculation on my part here. I'm guessing either a patent expired or they decided to start white labeling their product and selling it to other companies. Knockoffs are nothing new, but these knockoffs are identical copies of the American Sharpener, meaning they come in the exact same packaging. The tool itself is essentially the same, and even the instructions that come with both the American Sharpener and the knockoffs are word for word identical. So I wouldn't just say it's a knockoff, it's more like the tool is being repackaged and sold under a no-name company for much, much less money. And if I were buying again today, I would probably look into some of those low-cost options. The All American Sharpener has different models available. The one I have retails for about $280, $290. The low-cost knockoff options are looking more like that $50 to $60 range. That's a huge difference. But whether you decide to buy the All American Sharpener or you go for one of the lower cost options, you will not be disappointed in the tool itself. It works awesome. It gets blade sharp. It works perfectly, no problems. You're going to love it. And one more reminder, I have links for all the tools used in this video in the video description. So if you're looking at picking one up or you just want more information, check out the links. They'll get you where you need to be. Thanks for watching. Bye.